Hi friends, good evening. One of my friend came to me and then asked me, "Hey Maran, are you happy?" I said, "Yeah, I'm happy. What's the problem?" He said, "You are happy, but I'm in a depressed mood." I said, "Why?" He said he lost one of his closest friend, and that is been in his mind, and he's not feeling happy. I said, "Calm down. You will always be all right, but it takes time." Then my mind went back, and then I was thinking on what is depression. Because most of us nowadays say that we get depressed so easily and we get into trouble and we are always looking for solutions. So, what is depression? Is it a problem? It's not a problem, it's only a stage. We get into many stages in our life, and depression also is one of the stages in our life. Now, how to overcome the depression and why depression happens? When the loss happens within your inner circle, then that goes to your mind quickly. The mind doesn't be on a stable state. We always put our mind in the stage where we get into trouble. What is that? It's very simple. We always worry about what has happened in the past, and we think what is going to happen in future. In the process, we forget what is happening in the present. So try to keep your mind in the present state of mind, which actually helps you not to get into a depression. The second thing, what we have to do is that not to get emotionally attach ourselves to the people when we get into a relationship. I always tell that if you relate yourself to a person, then it is simple, not complicated. When you get into the ship of relation, it becomes a relationship, and the ship is always has a tendency of getting synced. Do you want to get sync, or do you want to be away from it? It is in your hands. So try to relate. What do you mean by relate? It is very simple. You should have a detached attachment or an attached detachment. What do you mean by detached attachment and attached detachment? It is simple. I I'm a diabetic patient, and I love sweets still. But do I need to take the sweets or not? It's in my hands. I can take the sweets to the level or the controlled level, then I keep my diabetic level also in a controlled level. This is a detached attachment. You're attached to the sweets, but at the same time, you keep the number of sweets which you take every day in a controlled numbers. So, which is a detached attachment. In a relationship also, you detach yourself at times whenever it is required, and you attach yourself. Then your mind keeps yourself in a stable state. The next thing is that we always get influenced by the people. When you are a kid, you are influenced by your mom. When you go to the school, you are influenced by the teacher. When you go to the college, you are being influenced by your friends or the society. When you go to the job, you are being influenced by your bosses. When you get married, your partner influences you. When you give birth for a child, the child influences you. So right from you being a child and you give birth for a child, in your life cycle if you take, you are being influenced by this third persons or this external environments. What happens? Because of this, our individuality gets faded or being dusted, like a mirror which gets dusted. The person who sustains his or her individuality becomes a successful person. They never get into a depression. So try to sustain your individuality in a detached attachment mode so that you don't get into an issue. The most important thing here is that once you get into a depressed mode, understand what made you to get into it. Analyze it. It could be on your own, or it could be with the friends around you or the people whom you trust on. Discuss with them and have an open conversation, understand the issue, and then analyze the process to overcome the issue. It is simple that you can always use which process you would like to adopt. Take that process and then take it forward. But you always need a person who can take you through that process. That is where the life coach steps in. We identify the core issue for the depression and then gives you the process which is suitable for you and facilitate you to overcome on your own. When you do it on your own, you gain the confidence and you overcome the depression as quick as possible. So depression, as I said, it's not an issue, but it is a problem which you can always overcome on your own. So how to overcome? Connect me on my Gmail at nc.maran@gmail.com. Thank you.